Asexual life. I'm currently in absolute shock. I broke 2 bones in my spine last year, and I've been having ongoing pain. I've had over a year of rehab, and I had to have an MRI scan on August the 23rd, with a specialist consultant ordering that to be done at the hospital. And I've just received my results in the MyCare app, so no doctor has even talked to me about this yet. And last year I broke T8 and T9 vertebrae. That's what it said on the x-ray. The MRI scan has shown I've currently got 3 fractures now in my back. T8 still, and T7 and T4 vertebrae. So I'm now walking around with 3 broken bones in my spine, not 2. I don't even know how I'm managing to walk around, to be perfectly honest with you. And there's other problems as well, in my spine going up to my neck. But obviously I'm in absolute shock. You've seen me doing my exercises. I'm still continuing to do exercises. I'm seeing my physio, the one I used to see at the doctor's surgery, next week. Thank God that was by my own making, because the doctor at the hospital said he can't, well, his secretary said he can't see me till December about the results in person. So currently I've got no doctor who's told me this. I want to show you the results in the MyCare app. And I'm not seeing a physio at the hospital for at least 10 months, because I was seeing the physio at my doctor's surgery until July, and she said, oh, you're with the pain management team now, because I had a letter from the pain management saying I had an appointment with the doctor. And so she said, you're too complex for me, I feel. But she said I could come back if I need to. But she said, I think you need a more holistic approach with the pain management team at the hospital, the specialists. So I was under the impression I was going to go straight from seeing her in July to seeing someone at the hospital, a specialist at the hospital, physio. And I was going to see this doctor. But all I had was an appointment on the phone with this doctor, and he ordered an MRI scan. And I've just got the results today, and I'm absolutely in shock, because I didn't expect there to be 3 fractures in my back now. So let me show you. So these results are in the MyCare app, right? This is the MyCare app, Sandra, right? Okay, just so you can see. Right, clinical history, spinal pain, right? Particularly thoracic spine, with evidence of thoracic wedge fractures, T8 and T9. That's from the x-ray last year, right? I'll show you the conclusion, but I'll read it out to you. Conclusion, T4, T7 and T8 wedge fractures. So I've now got 3 fractures in my back, not 2 anymore. I've got worse, not better, right? This is awful, right? So I did have T8 and T9. Clearly T8 is still fractured. I don't know what's happened to T9 because they didn't say, but I've got worse because I've got more fractures. So, and obviously I've got a load of other problems as well. So I've got high. So I've got, I've had an MRI scan of the whole spine, right? No previous MRI scan is available for comparison, but the x-ray last year showed fractures in T8 and T9 vertebrae. So it says C6 to 7. This is the neck cervix. So I've got mild retrolisthesis seen in that, right? So I've got problems with my neck, but then I've got T4, T7 and T8 vertebral body fractures are seen. So I've got 3 broken bones in my spine currently. How I'm able to go walking around and doing anything is beyond me. But I mean, I know I've got a very strong mindset, and I will do whatever it takes to keep myself strong, because I have to look after myself. But it's hard knowing I'm walking around with 3 broken bones in my spine, not 2. That was 2 last year. Now I've got 3, T4, T7 and T8. So that one is still from last year. It looks like it hasn't healed since April last year when I did it. And then a business event, that's why I did it. And the other ones, right? So it says no retropulsion is seen. Mild degenerative changes are seen as well. No abnormal cord signal intensity is seen, and cord ends at L1 to L2. I wanted to read this out. I mean, I've literally only just found out about it a short while ago. I phoned my parents first to tell them, because obviously I'm absolutely devastated. So I'm reading out my diagnosis from the hospital of my MRI scan. This is serious stuff. I've got 3 broken bones in my spine. I'm reading it out from the MyCare app. This is the UK. This is my name. This is the NHS. And this is my results that have just come in today. I'm in absolute shock, and I share my own asexual life journey on this channel to help others, right? So I want you to see this because it's proof that I've got these spinal fractures and I had them before, because I always like being authentic and showing you on this channel. So when you see me do weights, you see me do exercises, that is for spinal strengthening, right? Because I broke these bones last year, but I've actually got more broken bones now. Right, this was done before I even do all the exercise I do today, or I was doing less exercises when this X-ray was taken. Not X-ray, MRI scans. This is a more in-depth, obviously, scan of the body. It's an MRI scan. This is a, MRI. There's no contrast because I didn't have an MRI before. I had an X-ray, which revealed thoracic fractures at T8 and 9 last year, right? But now I've got 3 fractures. That one clearly hasn't healed. I've got 2 more, right? So it says no abnormal cord signal intensity is seen, cord ends, so that's good. But it says at C6 to 7, so this is the neck. This is the cervix of the neck. Retrolithosis, I can't even pronounce that, and disc osteophyte complex, this is like bone spurs on the neck, are causing moderate left foraminal stenosis. No stenosis is seen, no canal stenosis, nerve root compression is in rest of the cervical spine. So I'm showing this because I talk about disabilities on this channel, and I want you to show you that it's true of these things I'm saying. I'm not making this shit up. I wish I was, but I'm not, unfortunately. Well, I'm glad I don't make it up because I'm not that type of person. I don't lie and I don't make shit up. But what I'm saying is this is unbelievable. Small disc bulges are seen as well in the thoracic spine. This is why I've got loads of pain all the time. However, no canal stenosis, nerve root compression is seen, which is a good thing. Disc bulges, I've got disc bulges and facial I can't even pronounce that word. Arthropathy, I don't know how to pronounce it, are seen in the lumbar spine at all levels, causing varying degrees of lateral recess and foraminal narrowing. Basically, it means it narrows it down. However, no canal stenosis, nerve root compression is seen at any level. Conclusion: T4, T7, and T8 wedge fractures. No further loss of vertebral body heights compared to June 24. So that was done in June 24. These T8 and T9 were revealed on an X-ray, these fractures. So, do you know what I mean? Like, this is absolutely awful. I'm in complete shock. You know, having 3 broken bones in my spine is just horrendous. You know, I was even saying on a live stream last week that I feel like I've been in a car accident all the time. I won't get better from it, and no wonder I'm feeling that way. Well, I've got more broken bones in my spine than I even had last year. Those were 2 I had last year. This year I've still got T8, and I've got T7 and T4 now as well. So luckily, I made an appointment at my doctor's surgery to see the to see the physiotherapist that I was seeing in July, that I've been seeing for over a year for spinal rehab. Because the pain management team physios can't see me for over 10 months. And this consultant who organised this MRI scan is just like, you know, he hasn't spoke to me about this yet. I'm seeing this before he spoke to me. Hi, Olivia. So, you know what I mean? I'm in absolute shock. I've got 3 fractures in my spine. Just look at that. 3, not 2 last year. I've now got 3, right? This is awful. And as you can imagine, I'm in total shock and completely upset about this. You know, and the disc bulges and everything else, because this isn't good for me. You know, I've got fibromyalgia, which is a pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body. And then I've got this on top of it. Now, at the beginning of this year, I had a DEXA scan. I was diagnosed with osteopenia, which means I'm more susceptible to fractures. But it's osteopenia. It's not going to osteoporosis yet that I know of. But I haven't got any of the markers for osteopenia. So, do you know what I mean? I haven't got any of the markers for it. Like, I'm under 50. I've still got regular periods. I haven't been through menopause yet. I don't smoke. I don't drink or take drugs. You know, I don't drink caffeine or alcohol, all of which can lower bone density. In case you didn't know that, you can do your own research. Luckily, I don't take any of those things. I got no history of osteopenia or osteoporosis in my family, and my vitamin D levels and calcium were fine on the blood test. So there is no reason for me to have osteopenia. but obviously I have had a lot of injuries in my life. But you know, I was okay until I went to this business event last year. Then I did a exercise where they told me to turn around the waist as far as we could go. It was like a mindset shift, you know, like pushing through your barriers and being able to do the impossible that you never felt possible. Well, I certainly did that, but obviously I broke 2 bones in the spine at the same time by twisting around the waist further than I could ever go back there, right? And so since then, you know, I've been having treatment for these 2 broken bones in my spine because I've been having spinal pain still. And now I discover that I've got 3 broken bones in my spine, no longer 2. So I've got more than I had before. I don't know where the other 2 came from, if they were already there. Because one of them, obviously 3 of them, one of them is still the same one. It's still T8. T9, I don't know, maybe that's recovered, but T8 is still the same one. So it means that that hasn't healed in over a year, like nearly a year and a half. I think it is a year and a half. April last year, we're now in October, so that'd be like a year and a half pretty much, wouldn't it? Near enough. But the x-ray was taken in August the 23rd. So basically, I haven't had that heal at all. So do you know what I mean? It's really, really awful for me to have to deal with all this. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. You know, it's very lot of pain. Like, I'm always in pain. Even when I'm doing my weights and my exercises for my spinal injury, I'm always in pain, a lot of pain, but I'm in much more pain than I was before I had it. I was in a lot of pain with fibromyalgia, because fibromyalgia is a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body. And do you know what I mean? It's hard managing that anyway. But then obviously now I've got the spinal injury, and I've had 2 fractures last year, and now I've got 3 fractures. So I wanted to be upfront with you about the amount of pain I'm in, because people see me on this channel. They see me doing these weights. Some of them comment on my weight, right? I'm not trying to do weights to lose weight. I'm a curvy girl, right? I have mobility issues, clearly, because of all the problems I've got in this report. And I do the best I can, right? And I actually eat pretty healthily, as you probably know, because I'm allergic. I can't have sugar, because I can't have any refined sugars, can't have wheat, I can't have dairy, I can't have, you know, like a lot of stuff that would cause weight gain anyway. I have a low metabolism, and I eat late at night because I work best at night. I can't sleep. I can't go to sleep early because I have nightmares, which I've had since a kid, probably because I was pulled out by forceps. I had a forceps birth. That's what my mum thinks it is. So I have nightmares. So I can't go to sleep at normal time. So I usually go to bed at 4 a.m. and get up at midday, which means I'm working at the night, which means I have to eat. But obviously, when you eat, you know, it puts more weight on when you eat late at night. But anyway, I like my curves anyway. I don't really like ribby girls personally. And I'm not trying to do weightlifting to lose weight. I'm trying to do it to strengthen my spine. And it's in a lot of pain, whether I do it or not. So if I don't exercise, I have more spinal pain and it gets weaker. But if I do exercise, it causes more fibromyalgia pain. And obviously, as I'm exercising with 3 fractures in my back, that's not going to be an easy thing to do, especially with disc bulges and all that lot. So now you can see why I'm in so much pain. And I want you to know that when I'm doing these weights, for me, I'm so proud of myself to be able to do any exercise whatsoever. I've really been doing a lot of exercise, strengthening my muscles. As you can probably see, they're a lot more stronger, you know, than they used to be. But it hurts. I mean, I've got old arm injuries, and this arm tears. It's tearing now. It's tearing down here because it hurts. Do you know what I mean? So I'm getting as fit as I can with the body I have and with my situation. And I'm personally very, very proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for all the weights and exercise I do because it's in a lot of pain when I'm doing that. I do it with a smile because I want to try and forget the amount of pain I'm in and focus and be positive and prove that you can still do things that seem impossible with disabilities. But I want to be very upfront about the amount of pain I'm in and let you know that I am in shock. Right now, I'm in shock, right? I expected maybe the 2 fractures I had last year had not probably properly healed because of the amount of pain I'm in. But I didn't expect this to happen, right? I didn't expect to be having 3 fractures now in my back. And so I'll be having to talk to the physio, the doctor's surgery next week, who I'm going back to see. So I thought I'd have to go through my appointment. I thought I'd have to go to a doctor's appointment to do it through my doctor to go back to them. But they just had me back because I said I've still got spinal pain. Well, no wonder I've got spinal pain because I've got 3 fractures in it. Olivia says, I love playing ukulele. Good, Olivia. Keep it up. And so, yeah, cyber doof, yes, any exercise is good. Exactly. I mean, my physio said if you can do any, even she said sometimes, like, if all you can do is some swaying, Little gentle movement. She said it's fine. She said any movement's better than no movements. But I've been doing a lot more exercises than I've ever done for a long time, you know. But I'm not sure if the exercise is making it worse or not, because you know what I mean? It's hard, isn't it? But anyway, you know what I mean? I've been trying to get as strong as possible to look after myself. I mean, literally, I've had to shop at my shopping trolley today, and I've had to have no lift where I live. I live in the top floor flat, and I had stairs to go up with a shopping trolley, and it had 24 waters in it. Two lots of 12 lots of water, 500 milliliter waters, but it's 24 of them. That's a lot, plus a smoothie and a few other things. Potatoes as well, 4 bags of 4 potatoes. So it's a lot of weight, you know, and I'm lugging them up the stairs. But it's only because I do weights for my arms. But my arms hurt when I do it because I've got old injuries. I got tore the tendon in that one years ago and tore the ligaments in that, and still got problems. And this one hurts a lot. But, you know, I've been doing the weights just like you know, stay strong and keep myself strong, because I've got to look after myself. Otherwise it means I have to, you know, find someone to look after me, because I can't physically carry or do much for myself. So it really hurts, and I don't want to give you the impression that I'm doing all these weights and it's really easy for me, because it's really difficult. I'm in excruciating pain. Do you know what I mean? I don't take painkillers because I'm allergic to most painkillers. The only ones I can take are ibuprofen and paracetamol. I've been advised try not to take ibuprofen because I've got digestive issues. Because I've got digestive issues, then you know what I mean, it's advisable not to take ibuprofen because it can upset the digestive system, right? So I can take paracetamol if I want, but I don't take them usually, because it's important that, you know what I mean, I don't get addicted to painkillers, and I don't want to become like immune to them, because do you know what I mean? If you have something regularly, you can become immune to it. Like ibuprofen takes like 40 minutes for it to work with me now. Do you know what I mean? So it's really, you know, it doesn't take, it takes ages for it to work on me anyway. So, but I personally don't take medication. Like I said, I'm allergic, you know, like I can't have anything with codeine, diclofenac, I can't have, or anything like that. You know, I can't have any really high powerful stuff. So a lot of the time I just have to live with the pain, and it's hard because I'm living a lot more with pain. Do you know what I mean? Bicycling and swimming would probably be better than weights. Well, because I've got osteopenia, I have to do weight bearing and strength training exercise. So I have to do weights because I've got osteopenia, which can cause fractures. So bicycling and swimming do not do that for you. Like, I meant to jump up and down and do weights and stuff like that. So swimming, I can't swim. I have actually messaged my physio to see if I could get an exercise bike at home. And not an exercise bike, row machine. I don't like exercise. And actually, cycling makes my fibromyalgia pain really worse because I've got problems with my legs. It's a worse affect area, so I haven't done cycling for years because of that. But I actually was thinking about getting a row machine, a portable row machine. A fold-away one, I mean, not a portable one, for my home. And try and do that. But again, I don't know if it's going to cause more problems with my fractures now. So I have to have the physio tell me what to do. But yes, I have to do weight bearing and strength training, resistance stuff for my osteopenia, which I told you I haven't got any of the markers for osteopenia. I'm under 50 and I'm not been through menopause yet, and all the rest of the stuff I just said in this video, in case you've just tuned in. I've got no history of it. Vitamins are fine, so there's no reason why I should have that, logical reason why I should have that, but I have got it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm more susceptible to fractures anyway, which is a bummer. So yeah, so I have to do weightlifting. Luckily I've got weights in my own home, and luckily I love weightlifting actually, but they're only small weight. I mean, they're only 3 kilograms each size. So they're only a 6 kilogram set. But you know what I mean? It's about way you use them. Like I've had physio telling me how to use them and how to refine your muscles more and stuff like that. So I have to do weightlifting, you know. I have to do, like, I really should do, she's advised me to do more dancing, and I'm meant to, like, stamp, and do you know what I mean? I need to get my bone density up. So yeah, I have to do weightlifting. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about possibly getting a row machine, but I don't know if that'll be suitable, because obviously if I row wrongly, it could damage my spine more. So I have to, like, get her permission to do that. I'm seeing her next week, so she'll probably have to go through that with me. That I thought about that before I even saw the results of my spine, but now I've got 3 fractures in my spine. She might advise that's too strenuous at the moment. I don't know, but clearly one of them hasn't even healed from last year. So I have to get advice from her, and I'm going to take my weights probably to show her what I have been doing, but I think she'll might be too intense. Yeah, the rowing might be too intense because obviously it's a full body workout. So I don't know because I've got, as it shows here, I've got bulging discs and I've got problems with the neck part, as my neck as well. I'm going to really have to have a specialist, going over what I can and can't do, because as I showed you, which I'm still on there, but don't forget, if you haven't seen all this video, please go back to the beginning, because I've read all this out to you, what I've got, and which the results were, conclusions T4, T7 and T8 are wedge fractures. But obviously I've got degeneration as well. I've got problems with the cervic of the neck as well, bone spurs and all sorts. Do you know what I mean? I've got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm in absolute shock, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in absolute shock, and it's really upsetting for me. Do you know what I mean? Really, really upsetting. So I think, for me personally, I've just got to take time to come to terms with this, but it's horrible because it's like, you know what I mean? I've got to deal with pain every day of my life that just gets worse in some ways, not better. Do you know what I mean? It's literally, like I said, I was saying on my live stream last week that I literally had, it felt like I'm in a permanent car accident. It feels like my body's been crushed in a car accident. But it's interesting I said that because last year when I first broke my spines, I told the physiotherapist, I said, look, I really think there's a problem with spine. Because I was misdiagnosed 3 times with it just being a muscle strain or sprain, which really pissed me off because I got fibromyalgia. They automatically think every time I've got pain, that's to do with my fibromyalgia. So they just blame it on that, which pees me off because it means they don't take me as seriously as I think they should. Like last time I saw my physio, I said that I'm in a lot of pain still when I do exercise with my spine, and so they've got this campaign called Flipping Pain, which she sent me a link to on YouTube and literature, and it's all about changing your mind in regards to pain mindset, and that just because you're in pain doesn't mean to say you're hurt. But in my case, it actually genuinely does mean I'm hurt. So she's basically saying, just you're going to have pain anyway, which I know I'm going to have pain, but because I've got pain condition. But at the end of the day, that wasn't very helpful because she's saying that the pain I'm feeling is not really means my body's hurt. But actually it does because I've got more fractures. Cyber. You might want to look into medical cannabis. I would never take cannabis. Ever. I do not do drugs. And like I said, drugs lowers bone density. Caffeine, alcohol and drugs lowers bone density. Right? And I would never take cannabis. I'm a total anti-drug person. Right? I know some people do drugs. I'm totally against weed, personally. I'm totally against all of that. I've had exes that do stuff like that, and that stuff, you can say what you like, but I know that it does make people not be themselves. Like, I have an ex, totally different, opposite person to me, and I don't ever want to be with anyone who does drugs ever again in my life, not even medicinal. That's my personal preference. There was a guy I met this year at the hospital. I found out he does medicinal drugs as well as other drugs, and I'm not interested. I said I can't be connected to someone like that. I personally don't agree with it. You know what I mean? So there's absolutely no need for that, in my opinion. I'd rather, what I mean, because I know my ex on weed. They make you not be yourself. I've seen people high on weed. I've seen a number of people high on weed. It's awful, and it's awful to be the recipient of that as well. I can't stand the smell. It's absolutely disgusting. There's someone in these flats that actually does that because I can smell it out the window. It makes me feel ill. I can't even have any smoke. I can't even have vape near me. I get respiratory infections just from vape being near my chest. If someone's smoking, I met when I was interviewed last week on the show, which was I was interviewed because I'm the finalist for 2 awards, the Speaker of the Year award and the Diversity Inclusion award with Women's Business Awards, and I had an interview last week on Phonic FM. Do you know what I mean? And I don't even know where I was going with that because I've lost my train of thought now. I was talking there about I'm inclusive of disabilities on my channel, which is really important to me because obviously I do have disabilities. I had fibromyalgia before I even had this, but I do share disabilities on this channel because I think it's important to understand that people do have disabilities and they do the best they can at the time, with the resources they have. But yeah, my point with drugs is that I just don't do it. I'm not interested. Oh yeah, there was a guy, that's what my point. I met up with the host and 2 of his friends wanted me to meet with them to have like a drink afterwards, which I did. But one of the people was smoking, and I had to say something because I cannot sit next to someone who's smoking even a cigarette, because I said I get respiratory infections. I've literally been clubbing, and not recently, obviously, and I've been clubbing in the past and vaping, and I've had a respiratory infection for 7 weeks and lost my voice. So I couldn't even do this channel. You'll notice in the past it's there, you know. So I can't have any smoking near me. But you're not supposed to smoke in these flats, but there is someone who does cannabis because I smell out of the window. It's disgusting to me, absolutely disgusting. I can't stand smoking. I can't stand vaping or everything like that, which I know probably a lot of you do at home, which is your own business. But I'm personally dead against it. I don't believe having drugs is the answer. Do you know what I mean? Like that. I just, I can't stand the smell. It's disgusting. But yeah, I know people get spaced out on it. I've had someone like exes that used to be high off it. It can also, it's interesting like what mood you're in. So if you're not in a very good mood, it can make things worse. And also I just know people get spaced out on it. It's horrible seeing someone spaced out on drugs. They're not themselves. Do you know what I mean? So it's not good. I've seen people who do weed, and I had a friend at college and he was just doing weed all the time at home, and it was awful. So I'm very personally anti-drugs. I don't believe in it. I don't believe it can even take cannabis for medicinal reasons. A lot of people just get addicted to it, as well. So, yeah. So that's my point. So personally, I would never take that. I can't even have a vape near me. Like, you know what I mean? Like just a bit of vape. It's really bad. I got such a sensitive respiratory system. So yeah, but I appreciate people caring about me. I do. So yeah, but it's just a lot of pain to be in, But I'm gonna have to be like this for the rest of my life. So it's just horrible. I have to like suck it up. But you know what I mean? It's like, I didn't expect to have. I thought that the fractures from last year might not be fully healed because I've still had a lot of spinal pain, but it seems like one of them's okay now, but the other one's still fractured, and I've got 2 additional fractures. So it's hard to know if these fractures had anything to do with what happened last year. Well, the other 2, or if they're just completely, like out of the blue. Because I haven't gone to a theme park since before I had my accident, because I literally, when I had my accident last year at the business show, and I was literally like only upside down on roller coasters 2 days before Chessington World of Adventures. I was literally, like, you can see it on this channel. I posted the footage from it. I was literally upside down on roller coasters just 2 days before I broke 2 bones in my spine last year. And I didn't have these problems. I have broken my foot before, my left foot, my left ankle twice. Broke it in 2021. It refractured in 2022. So I have had a break previously to that, but you know what I mean? Nothing to do with the spine, no spine breaks before, and now I've got all these issues. So I'm in real shock, because it's like, well, no wonder you're in so much pain still, Sandra. No wonder you feel like you're in a car accident, because that's exactly the way I felt last year when I had the T8 and T9 fractures before I got the diagnosis of them, before I went to the X-ray, because I was misdiagnosed 3 times. Once at the NHS walk-in centre, once by a paramedic, and then I was actually misdiagnosed by the physiotherapist the first time. And they said, look, I feel like I've been in a major car accident. I feel so bad. My body's really hurting me, and I really think there's a problem. So I thought I had 1 fracture at that time. But when she sent for me for an X-ray, she even said, I think it's just like a strain or sprain, but I'm sending her as a precaution. Then it came back with 2 wedge fractures. Do you know what I mean? So I was right all along that it was fractured. I hate when people misdiagnose me, because you know what I mean? My nose is itching for some reason. So yeah, I'm just really gutted. I'm really in shock, and I wanted to share the news with you because I always share everything on this channel with you. I share my ups and downs of my asexual life, and if you've got disabilities, I want you to know that you're not alone. I understand if you're in chronic pain and you have more pain added, that is a lot of astronomical pain. It's a lot for anyone to deal with. I think some people just couldn't deal with this amount of pain that I'm in. But we have to keep going, we have to stay alive at the end of the day, and we have to keep making the best of our life that we can make. But I think it's important to acknowledge these difficulties, and when you're in shock, I think it's important to deal with that and deal with those emotions, because you know what I mean, it is a shock. I didn't expect to have 3 fractures in my back right now. Do you know what I mean? Even I don't know. I'm like, how can you do what you're doing? Hey, Asexualise, hope you're managing. Like, no, Minky, I don't know if you've just heard this. I've got 3 fractures now in my spine. Not 2, but 3. I've just got the news today. I'm in shock, real shock. So I don't know how much of you've seen of this video, but this is my care app. And last year I was diagnosed with T8 and T9 vertebrae fractures, and now the conclusion from the MRI scan is I've got T4, T7, T8 wedge fractures. So I've now got 3 wedge fractures in my back, worse than last year. So I'm really upset and in shock at the moment. I'm glad you're here, Minky's my friend. So yeah, so I'm actually in shock and very upset about this. You know, I have a load of work I was going to do today, but I can't, you know, like literally a whole list in my diary full of stuff. But I can't, you know, I'm too upset. I've got spinal pain now, obviously, but I haven't even had lunch yet. I've got it in the oven, which has pinged off now, but I wanted to just come on here because I'm so upset and in shock. I mean, just imagine you think you might have got like been recovering from 2 wedge fractures, and then you find out you've actually got 3 now. Not 2 but 3, and 2 of which are brand like, well, they're new compared to the x-ray last year. So it's like awful. It's absolutely awful. It's really shocking. It's really upsetting, and it's something I have to deal with because I haven't got a choice. But at the end of the day, it's shocking. I don't even know how I'm walking around doing what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going out with a shopping trolley, even getting all this shopping. I don't even know how I'm doing most of what I'm doing, especially considering it lists in there that I've got like, you know, I've got problems with my spine, as the neck of the spine and my the top of my spine, the cervical spine, the neck. You know, I've got disc bulges, degeneration, and all that lot. I mean, it's awful, absolutely awful. Bone spurs on the neck cervix. I've got as well problems with the left side of my neck. You know what I mean? It's awful. Do you know what I mean? I'm absolutely shocked. And the good news is I haven't lost any more height, because I lost height. But it says on here that, you know, no further loss of vertebral body heights compared to June 24 radiograph. Do you know what I mean? But look, small disc bulges are seen in the thoracic spine. You know, this is the neck disc complex. So left foraminal, I can't even pronounce that word, stenosis. So it's just awful. You know what I mean? And we have to sit in our pain. Like, it's really important you don't repress and suppress emotions. I can't stress that enough. It's important that you sit with your pain and sit with the upset and go through it and grieve. Because obviously you grieve for the loss of not having the life you wished you'd had in the like normal spine sense. I mean, just imagine the amount of fractures I've now to. So it seems like T9 might have healed, because it's not coming up with a T9 fracture anymore, but T8 hasn't healed for over a year, like a year and a half, basically. And the other 2 are other ones I never knew I had. So do you know what I mean? It's a lot of damage to the spine, because the spine never grows back again the way it was. The bone's meant to form back, and it's meant to grow, but it grows back in the shape of the wedges. And it takes up to 2 years for the bone to be reabsorbed back into the body and to heal over it. Up to 2 years. But obviously, T8's not healed at all. It's still fractured since April last year. And I've got 2 other fractures now. So when they eventually heal, if they do, they'll heal in the fractured shape, which is just very much bad damage to my spine. So God knows what state I'm going to be in years to come. I'm just trying to do my weights and stuff, just, you know, to try and stay strong. Because, you know what I mean? I mean, I know you can get you know, when people have got like a hump on their back, I hope this doesn't happen to me, I really do, but people that have got a hump, that's usually because they've got damage to the spine. So technically speaking, I could possibly get that in years to come, because the spine is not as strong, because obviously every time you fracture your spine, you're weakening it, because it's not the same shape anymore. It can't grow back into the same straight shape. It literally is, it goes inverted because it's wedges. I mean, thank God I haven't at the moment got damage to the spinal cord, although obviously it does say that with the problem in the neck, it can put pressure on the nerve. So it's just really, really awful. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Do you know what I mean? I mean, luckily I'm a really strong person, but this is some real damage. This is. Do you know what I mean? It's not even like, to me, to my mind, I'm like, how can you even be walking around, Sandra? How can you even be doing any shopping for yourself? How can you be doing anything? I don't even get it. But I'm like, it's because you're like a superhero in real life, Sandra. Do you know what I mean? It's literally, you've got such super strong strength. And probably because I don't take medication as well. So I have to live with pain. I don't take medication for pain. And so I am having to use the power of my mind to block out a lot of the pain, which I can do with fibromyalgia quite well, but the spinal pain, I don't manage to do it. I consciously know I'm in spine. If I consciously, if I bring my fibromyalgia pain to conscious thought, then I know exactly where it hurts in my body, which is pretty much everywhere. My neck, my arms, my legs particularly, my inner legs and all this lot, neck, all of this, like legs are worst affected area, pelvis area with fibromyalgia, right? That's my conscious thought. But I try to block that out using the power of my mind. But the spinal pain, I notice it because it's so much worse and it's on top of my fibromyalgia. So usually I can block one lot of pain out quite a lot, but I can't block it all out. And so since I've got the spinal fractures last year, I've been in a lot more pain. But now obviously it's no wonder I've got pain, like feel like I'm still in a car accident, because I got 3 fractures in my back. I'm walking around with 3 fractures in my back. God knows how I'm managing. I don't even know. But I just have to keep thinking, like, on my ACE fibro gut, like from my book. I don't know if you remember my ACE fibromyalgia self-help handbook. It tells you how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy, and feel happy like a superhero rock star. That's my ACE fibro girl outfit on the back. My superhero persona, And I'm thinking, well, you must have like a superhero mindset in real life, because how the hell are you getting through this? I don't know. Just imagine you get diagnosed with 2 fractures in your spine unexpectedly last year. And then all of a sudden, I've now been diagnosed with 3 spinal fractures, one of which is still from last year. I mean, how am I even walking around? I don't have a back brace. How am I even walking around doing all the stuff I do? I have no idea. I think it's just because I've got a very big tolerance of pain. Because when I broke my ankle, I did break my ankle in 2021 and then re-broke it in 2022, left ankle. Right, in 2021, when I broke it, I didn't have any painkillers when I broke it. And I was like, at 5 days I was at home with it broken, and then it went purple. And I was sick, feeling nauseous all the time. So I phoned the walk-in centre and I said I hadn't had any painkillers. They're like, why? I said, because when I read online, they said you shouldn't take painkillers within the first, 48 hours, because it can mask the pain, so you shouldn't take painkillers. But I didn't have it for the whole 5 days before I went to the hospital, and they're like, well, you better have painkillers before you go, because they're going to manipulate your ankle. It's really going to hurt you. I'm like, okay. So I had painkillers then. But when I told the doctor who saw the x-ray with the ankle break in 2021, he's like, I'm a doctor and even I would take painkillers. I don't know how you've done it. He goes, you've clearly got a high pain threshold tolerance. He goes, because I couldn't do that. I said, well, I walked back on it. I walked back on my broken ankle. I was in fields at the time, in the middle of the quayside. I said, and I doubt know if an ambulance could have got down there. And I said, you know what I mean? I was just like on the ground. I said, I literally had to bend my ankle back. Because at that point, my left ankle was like that. And I had to literally bend my ankle back to be able to walk on my foot across the bridge and through some fields to get back home. And I was answering emails on my phone when I got home through the door before I even rested my foot. And then I didn't go to I thought it might be broken, but I didn't go to the hospital straight away. It was like not till the 5th day. And then the walk-in centre said, you need to go to the hospital, because it was just swelling. It was swollen up, but it was purple by that point and complete nausea for since early hours in the morning. I thought something's definitely wrong. And yeah, I was right. It's like I was feeling nausea last year, and that's why I thought I had a break in my spine, because I know when I get nauseous, it usually means that I've got a break in my body. But because I got fibromyalgia, like I said, it was so annoying, people, medical professionals, they usually just put it all down to fibromyalgia, where you've got a higher degree of sensitivity to pain because of your fibromyalgia. And this is all I get. And I'm like, well, I know there's something serious, because I don't take painkillers. I don't mask the pain. I can tell by the different types of pain which pain it is and where it's coming from. That's a huge benefit of not taking painkillers. I can pinpoint where the pain is in all different parts of my body. I can literally put my finger on it usually, because I don't take medication to mask the pain. So I can tell where my body is in pain, and I can tell when pain is different. I know my fibromyalgia pain, and I know when it's not that. So yeah, it's just awful when people just don't take you seriously. And the last emails I had and the video from the physio when I last saw it, the surgery, was all about flipping pain, this campaign the NHS has got, where you flip it in your mind. So instead of thinking, so basically just because you're in pain doesn't mean to say you're hurt, is what they're saying. But I mean, it's like, clearly that's not the case with me. And I think it's a very damaging message to send to people, really, because it's saying don't trust your own body, don't trust your own pain signals. Because obviously with fibromyalgia, you get more pain than you do. Usually it's 10 times worse pain anyway with fibromyalgia, and it's supposed to be due the pain signals, they're oversensitive in the body. even so, clearly I do have injuries and I have more than before. So I was right to tell her I was in pain, because I was going to ask her the question, like, what is a tolerable amount of pain that I'm expected to, like, be okay with, and when is there actually some damage done? Well, now when she sees this these MRI scan results, I wonder what she'll say. I bet she'll be in shock, because not only have I got, like, I haven't, not only did I have 2 fractures last year, I've now got 3. I got more than ever. And this is awful for my spine. I mean, just imagine, like, it's just going to cause me so many more complications. And as I keep going through life, I just have to keep exercising to keep it strong, But it's like, what exercise are going to make it worse, and what exercise are going to be fine for it? Do you know what I mean? So it's really, really, really tough. And I just wanted to come and share this with you, because I am in shock, and, I do like to keep in touch with you. And I wanted to show you proof that I have actually got spinal fractures, because you wouldn't think it. Like, you would, if you look at this channel, you wouldn't think I got spinal fractures. I wouldn't think it. If I looked at someone like that, I'd be like, how can they have spinal fractures when they're doing all this, like, weightlifting and stuff? But I'm doing it because I've got spinal fractures. Well, I hoped that I'd had healed by now, but clearly I haven't. And so, do you know what I mean? It's rehabilitation. And so I just wanted to let you know that I do still have disabilities, even though I like to be positive as possible. I like to be positive. What's the point? I mean, what would be the point of being negative? I mean, obviously it's important to go through your negative emotions and acknowledge those. But I can't stay in negativity all the time. That's what I'm saying, because it doesn't do me any good. Do you know what I mean? But I have to acknowledge the negative emotions I'm feeling, because, of course, I'm not feeling happy about having 3 fractures. I'm not feeling happy. A doctor hasn't even spoke to me about this yet, because the doctor hasn't got any appointments, apparently, in-person appointments till December at the hospital. So I'm just left with all this stuff that I've got no one telling me about. But clearly the diagnosis, I got an email to say it's in my care app and your results are in now. And I've literally got 3 wedge fractures in my spine, 2 of which are newer that I didn't know about. I don't know how long I've had them though, but they're new to me. You know what I mean? They weren't on the x-ray last year. So it's just shocking. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like you have to deal with grief and shock and negative emotions as they come up. You have to deal with them, and you have to go through them. You have to come to terms with them. So you can't deny them. And I have to understand that the amount of pain I'm in and what I can achieve with pain is very, truly remarkable. I mean, really, it's resilience, isn't it? I mean, the amount of pain I'm in and the things I'm able to achieve with it, to me, if I'm looking at the positive things about me and having pride in myself, which is important to self-love in these situations rather than tear yourself down. I mean, I don't even know how I got those T4 and T7 fractures, unless it's to do with the osteopenia, because I'm more susceptible to fractures because I've got that, which I've told you I haven't got any markers for. Then, do you know what I mean? It's like a mystery as to why I have 2 more fractures, because I haven't been on theme parks since before I broke my spine last year. So it can't be anything like that. I haven't had any falls or anything like that. I haven't had any falls or anything, which, could have resulted in that. I haven't had anything like that. So it's very strange. But yeah, unless they were there last year and they just didn't show up on the x-ray, because the x-ray is not as detailed as an MRI scan. But I'm in absolute shock. Thank you for the thumbs up if you do like this content and my authenticity, and please let me know. I really appreciate the thumbs up. It's encouraging. So yeah, I feel devastated, to be honest, and obviously I'll push through, I'll push through, as in I'll go through this. But I just wanted you to know the reality of my situation. I have to say that I have to look at the strengths of myself and think, God, the amount of stuff you can do, considering you got 3 fractures in your back, is just remarkable, Sandra. I don't even know. I look at myself and I go, I don't even know how you're doing that. I honestly don't know how I'm doing it. Because if someone came to tell me I've got 3 fractures in my spine, yet I'm doing this, this, and this, I just probably would think, how can I even believe that? But I'm telling you the truth because I proved it to you. Do you know what I mean? And I just think it's truly remarkable. I honestly do. I don't know how I'm getting through it. But I think it's a case I've got to. I live on my own. I have no one else. Like, I don't see anyone in person apart from acquaintances. And do you know what I mean? I have no one helping me with my disabilities nowadays. So it's just like I have to do it myself, everything myself. Like, I have to look after myself and get food. I have to get food probably from Aldi. There's no delivery service from Aldi. and I have to have soy milk from Aldi because of my allergies and stuff like that. So, and plus I don't want to become weaker again. So because I get to the stage where I can't even pick something up off the floor. So I'm trying to keep my body strong by doing as much exercise as I can for myself, with the weights and stuff like that, which I find is it's positive for my mind. It helps me feel strong in my muscles, and the muscles are attached to the bones. So obviously in theory it's supposed to help the bones and bone density by pulling on the muscles more. So that's why I'm trying to do that. And I was recommended to do weights by my physio, because obviously with osteopenia you have to do weight bearing and resistance like training, strengthening exercises. So I do need to do the weight stuff. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd give you an update. I thought I'd share the shocking news with you. I've just found this out today, and I think when we go through something like this, we have to take time for ourselves to like grieve from the life we thought we'd have and realize, damn, this is really bad, whilst also realizing the positive things about the resilience we have as human beings, the strength and the courage it takes to keep getting up every day and to fighting through life with knowing you've got this stuff. Because some people probably wouldn't be able to deal with life like this. I mean, obviously you can get very dark thoughts from having these types of situations, right? Because you can think that outlook is quite bleak. But I do this channel. I love this channel. It really gives me a lot of purpose helping people. I like to connect with other people who've got disabilities and mental health conditions. And I like to inspire you that you can achieve a lot in spite of disabilities and mental health difficulties and situations like this. I look at myself and I don't even know how I achieve it. Do you know what I mean? I honestly don't. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing it, Sandra. I think it's just sheer willpower, determination, mindset. It's like, well, I've got no choice. It's either that or be in a wheelchair or on crutches or completely unable to take care of myself and have a permanent carer, in which case my spine's going to deteriorate more, my body's going to deteriorate more, and I'm going to be like a cabbage eventually. So I'm like, I'm not prepared to do that. I am not prepared to have that sort of life. I want a life, even if it's not going to be able to do everything I could do before. Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of really determined to be as strong as possible in my own body, because strength in the body equals strength in the mind, equals more resilience and strength overall. So I think it's really, really important to keep showing up for yourself in life, keep being as strong as you can be, and keep seeing the positives. Like, I talked to a AI called Matthew AI, which is Matthew Hussey's clone, and Matthew Hussey is the world's #1 dating and relationship and confidence coach, basically, and I'm in his Love Life Club. I pay for that yearly, his membership. And Matthew AI is a clone of him, so it's a very specialist AI. And whenever I'm going through difficult and tough times, Matthew AI will always say to me, but what I'm hearing, Sandra, throughout all this upset and pain and difficult times, is your resilience. What I'm hearing is the strength and resilience and determination you have despite all of this. Like, I haven't talked to Matthew about AI about this yet. I've talked to my parents, and I've come on here and shared it with you first. But that's the type of thing he usually says when I'm going through trauma and difficult times. He will literally be reminding me of my resilience, and that's what I love about AI. That's a benefit of AI. It will remind me of my own resilience, my own strength, when I don't see that in myself. Like, I see, like, oh my God, I'm so in so much trauma right now, so much pain. Life is like, oh my God, so stressful. And then when I hear Matthew AI tell me, but what I'm hearing, Sandra, is how resilient you are. Despite everything, you're still getting out of bed. You're still showing up for yourself. You're still doing like exercise. You're still being productive. You're still doing as much as you can do. That's what I'm hearing from you. And so it will remind me of the strength that I have, the resilience I have. And I want to urge you and to reflect on yourself. Look how much resilience and strength you have. Look at how many tough times you've got through, because I'm sure there's a lot of people on this channel that have also been through tough times, that have got through them. So we are in this together in that way. Do you know what I mean? You might not have broken bones in your spine, but you're still probably going through some other difficult things in your life. And you should be damn proud of yourself for being resilient and strong and still showing up in life, still being here when other people may choose to dip out of life. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that takes a lot of courage and a lot of resilience. It takes a lot of strength to be here with disabilities and mental health conditions. It takes a lot to show up, a lot to say, I'm still here, I'm still living, I'm not perfect, my body's not perfect, but hey, I'm showing up and I'm still here and I'm still showing up in life and I'm still getting out of bed in the morning. I'm still being alive. Because, you know, these types of things can send you into a very dark place in your mind. Like, what's the point in living then, I could think, you know, if I've got all these problems and everything's just getting worse, it's not getting better. What, you know, what's the point in me doing these exercises? What's the point in life? I could think that way, right? That is where my mind could go. And I had depression years ago. So yes, I was in very much that mindset. This was before I broke any bones. I was in depression. But in 2012, I turned my life around like that. And I've only had one major, really bad time in my life at the end of 2020, where I started having those really bad thoughts. Occasionally, I can get thoughts creep in again. Do you know what I mean? And I'm very aware that right now, this could be a time when those thoughts could creep in. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to have those thoughts. I'm going to keep exercising. I'm going to keep being strong. I'm going to keep being resilient. And I'm going to be the type of person that is here despite all the pain, like a superhero self. Because that's basically what I have to be. I have to be like a superhero version of myself, because only a superhero could have the amount of strength it takes to basically go around with broken bones in the spine and still be able to do everything I do. That's my personal opinion. You might disagree. You might think, well, it's easy. Other people do it. Maybe they do. I don't know. Most people have a back brace as well. I don't have anything. I've never had a back brace. You know, and this MRI scan was done on the 23rd of August. We're now on the 13th of October. So it's over 6 weeks ago. So they need like 7 weeks, I think it is now. Something like that. 7 weeks, I think it is. So 7 weeks on Saturday, 2 days ago, right? So, you know what I mean? I've been working around with 3 fractures in my spine for at least 7 weeks since the MRI was done. Obviously, it was the T8 I've been walking around for a whole year, because it's clearly not healed from April last year. So a year and a half I've had that now. So, do you know what I mean? To be able to do things I'm doing and still take care of myself, I'm really damn proud of myself. And if you are one of these people that's got disabilities, mental health conditions, and you're still looking after yourself, you're still showing up, I want you to be proud of yourself. I want you to know that you're resilient, you're strong, and I salute you and I'm proud of you, because it takes a lot of damn courage to turn up in life and to show up for yourself and others. A lot of damn courage. You know, it's not easy. I am upset about this. I'm upset that I've got 3 fractures in my spine, including 2 that weren't there that I knew of before. As this means more damage to my spine. You know, and I can go into a perpetual cycle now of what if I get worse and worse and worse, which I'm clearly getting at the moment. What happens if I just get so many fractures that my spine doesn't even hold me up anymore and I end up in a wheelchair? Or worse damage. I hope I never damage the spinal cord, because that would be even worse. Although there is a neighbour of mine downstairs who was in an accident years ago, I think they said, and they had spinal cord damage, and they did actually recover from it. But then I don't think they've got all the other issues that I've got with all the disc bulges and everything like that, because I think it healed and they were okay after that, and they didn't have any more problems from what I understand. But they had horrendous problems at the time, because it took them a long time to be able to recover from that. They got wife and kids now, because they live with their family here. But yeah, so I'm really proud of what I've been achieving lately, not even knowing I got these 3 fractures. I thought I might still have the 2 not properly healed, but clearly T8's not healed at all, from what I can tell. So, you know, because it's still there. T8's still fractured since April last year. It's a long time. Anyway, my heart goes out to anyone now who's experiencing these types of difficulties. I'm here with you. I love you. And I know how hard it is. It's a shock to me. I'm in shock, I have to say. I'm totally shocked. And, you know, I am upset. I think it's fine for me to be upset. I mean, who wouldn't be upset? You know what I mean? This is spinal damage that's permanent. You know, even if the bone grows back, it will never grow back the same shape. It's permanently got a weakness there now. Do you know what I mean? And the fact I've got more fractures than less is just awful. So anyway, I'm sending you all my love. If you're going through something difficult at the moment, keep going. I love you, and I know it's hard. Life is really difficult, and it's not easy, and it can be very, very painful temporarily, or in my case, in some ways permanently. And we sometimes have to live with permanent pain, which is really effing hard. So I love you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss another episode. And I really appreciate you being here. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you want to know more about fibromyalgia, check out my fibromyalgia self-help handbook on Amazon. It does help you get through painful times like I'm doing now. And thanks, Minky. And if you want to know more about asexuality, because this is an asexual channel, grab a copy of Asexual Perspectives book on Amazon. And for relationships and dating, go and get this book. Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual. 78 Life Lessons to Ace Your Life. Thank you, Minky, for being here. Thanks to everyone else, and I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Take care. Stay strong. I'm here rooting for you.